Thank you, Susanna. It's my pleasure to be here at the annual conference of the International Road Federation. And it's such a great honor to address such a distinguished audience on a topic that is so close to my heart, sustainable mobility. My name is Nancy Vandycke, and I'm heading the Sustainable Mobility for All partnership at the World Bank in Washington, D.C. In this intervention, I will share my view on where we are on sustainable mobility and what is missing to get there. I'm sure that you all agree that the current transportation system that we have globally is falling short of expectation. Just consider the following. In the next 30 years, there will be 3 billion cars on the road. That means 1 car for every 3 people on the planet. When you look at the number of trips taken globally, less than 20% of those are using public transportation. The result of this is maddening congestion that you see across major cities in the world that we now consider business as usual. If you add to that the number of people that die every year of road traffic accidents, 1,300,000, and then the fact that now transport has become the critical sector to reverse climate change, you will, I'm sure, agree that it's hard to demonstrate that the benefits of transportation do outweigh the cost. So this begs the question, what is transport expected to deliver? Now, transport is more than the addition of cars, public transportations, bike, planes, ships, and trains. We also agree that transportation has to be more than land transportation. Considering this, that they continue to work in silo will not make the cut. And then, of course, transport has to deliver more than catering individual needs to travel, to go to work, or even to ship goods from Asia to get them delivered at your door the day after. So what is it? So sustainable mobility is clearly defined and has been clearly defined by the International Organization in 2017 around 4 specific goals. Transport is more than access. It is about making sure that everybody has access to transportation service. That is the dimension of universal access. That's one goal. The second one is we want to make sure, of course, that our transportation system works efficiently, is cost-effective, is reliable. That is the dimension of efficiency. And then we want to make sure that our transportation system is safe and is good for the environment. So next question is, how do you get there? I think that we need to work on 3 fronts. First, we need more data to evaluate where the transportation system is and what is the gap that remains to be filled between where we are now and the ambition of sustainable mobility. What gets measured gets done. What doesn't get measured doesn't get done. So we need data to guide public decision-making in transportation. When you look at data around the world, in developing countries, most of them do not even have the data that enables them to map public transit or even to provide schedules of buses. So data is the first priority. Second, you need new technology. New technology can help you generate the data that you want, transform this data into intelligence, and then help you to make the right investment decision and policy decisions. In that context, hyper-digitization has created major new opportunities for transport to do much better. For example, traffic cameras could be used to calculate the density of traffic on roads and change traffic lights based on real-time conditions. This could help reduce congestion or even carbon emissions. New technologies like mobile phone very simple, can help you create the data in a very cheap way that you have been missing to develop and to design these transit maps. Finally, one could imagine tapping and relying on artificial intelligence to automate a number of decisions transport ministers or even agencies have to make on a daily basis or on a yearly basis, like for instance, road investment decisions. So the potential is huge on tapping on technology for better decision making. Data, new technologies, very important, but this will not be enough. You need new partnership. Why? The rationale is very simple. Achieving sustainable mobility is such a big endeavor that it cannot be done with knowledge and resources from a single organization. Partnership is crucial to really level the playing field in transportation. And this is what we did with Sustainable Mobility for All when we brought together in 2017 55 international organizations, business associations, private companies with a shared ambition to transform the future of mobility. And the idea of the partnership is very simple, pooling together knowledge, expertise, policy advice, and resources so that together we can really make a step change in transportation. Let me just give you one example of what this Sustainable Mobility for All partnership did, of which IRF is one of the members. We developed in 2017 what we call the Global Roadmap of Action towards Sustainable Mobility, or GRA. Big name for saying something very simple. It's a catalog of more than 190 policy measures that have been tested around the world to achieve sustainable mobility. To this catalog, we added a selection algorithm that, when applied to that catalog, can generate an action plan tailored totally to the particular situation of a country. That action plan consists of the top 20 or 30 most impactful policy actions for a particular country, given the problems that this country faces in transportation, to advance on the right path towards sustainable mobility. We are very excited because we are now working with South Africa to pilot the use of that tool and now inform the future program, national program of investments. We are also very excited because we have started transferring that knowledge and developing capacity in country for using this global roadmap of action and make better decisions in transportation. Last week, we trained more than 600 transport ministers and agencies decision makers in the use of this tool. The idea is that at the end of the day, those decisions that are being made in terms of investment and policy will be fully aligned with the ambition of the Sustainable Development Goals and the Paris Climate Agreement. In closing, for thousands of years, we have traveled the planet. Mobility has defined the human race, and yet our transportation system is falling short. So we need to go back to the drawing board and set up our minds free. New data, technologies, and partnership are critical vehicles to improve our chances to reset our system and improve decision-making in transport. That's why we welcome gathering like this one, and we thank IRF for this amazing opportunity to engage with this audience. We have a shared responsibility for present and future generation to fix the transportation system globally now. So join the movement and be part of the solution. Thank you.